Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels. So, before we get into some matches with our Cartouche deck, just want to make some quick changes. One little oversight that I made, it's quite a big oversight to be honest. We added in 2 copies of Herald of the Pantheon, 1 and a green for a 2/2 creature. Says, enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, so fairly obvious. I meant to put it in, I just didn't. So it's in now. Whenever you cast enchantments as well, you also gain 1 life. So what I've done is gone down the Trial of Solidarity, which was the combat version trial. I don't feel like it's going to get that much play, to be perfectly honest. And I went down 1 Cartouche of Knowledge as well, just to balance out the Cartouche and Trials amount that we had in here. So yeah, no changes other than that. Let's get into the games. See you there. Alrighty then, we're in, and yeah, this is a keepable hand, I suppose. It's not the best thing in the world, but we can potentially get Nissa out. We're missing the blue for the trial, but we've got the Blessed Spirits, so sure, why not? 3 out of our 4 colours. We'll draw into the rest of it, I would hope, and imagine. See what our opponent's doing. Hopefully this hand isn't too slow. Blue. Looks like it isn't. Okay. Blue typically has the slower decks. Unless you're talking prowess and things like that. Then maybe not. Still need that blue mana. If we get that blue mana, we've got plenty of lands to discard to the trial, so there is that. Oh, it's Grixis. Is it control deck of some sort then? Alright, let's go Woodland Cemetery, Blessed Spirits, get that out. If we draw an enchantment, then we can pump it next turn. And we might as well get power on the board. If he kills it, we can resolve a Nissa later down the line to grab it back as well. So there's that option. He probably does remove it, right? While it's still 2 power. Fatal Push isn't an option, because it is 3 converted mana cost. Baral, alright. I know it's Baral. I'm joking. Right. Fair enough. You do you, opponent. You do you. Ooh, Cartouche of Ambition. Yeah. Give Blessed Spirits lifelink. I suppose that'll do just fine. Has he got a removal in response? Shock. Yep, okay. Not much you can do about that, really. We couldn't do it in response to his shock, so that's fine, I suppose. So this is a control deck. Almost certainly. Fatal Pushes, burn, and counters. Ooh. It's a spicy control deck. Ether Torch Renegade. Been a while since I played with you. Okay, so he needs 8 energy to deal 6 to me. And 2 to deal 1 to a creature. The 1 to a creature is just completely irrelevant as far as I'm aware. He's actually tapped out as well, so we can get our Nissa down. He might have a Never for it, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. And we can swing 5 points into him then, as well. If it does survive, then we can do some fun things. There's our blue mana. Wonderful. I think we do want to resolve the Nissa, though. And we will tick up on... not on a coloured mana that we need. So that forest right there. So we've got a backup forest. You got something in response? Red or black mana? I didn't think he would. We're going to get in for that 5 because this is something he can fatal push. So it might just die anyway. He's going to take the 5. No, Twin Bolt. Takes it down to 4. 3. 2. Got another burn spell then? It's really low on cards, which is great for us. Especially if he plans on spending more on this Nissa. Two cards in hand. No double blue, so they could be counter spells he can't use. One of them's going to have to be something he can use, though, and it's not a fatal push. Other Nissa. Other Nissa is nice. Okay, well, let's go. Trial of Knowledge. With Sensor backup. Draw, discard. The Forest. We haven't made a land drop actually this turn. Don't want to get rid of Nissa because our other Nissa might die at some point. Planar Outburst seems reasonable but not great. And the Cartouche bounces back our card draw, so... yeah, maybe it is Forest. Tick up on our Forest. And I'm going to swing for 5 again. He didn't have removal for it last time. And take him to 10. It might make him consider leaving something back to defend himself. Or spending a lot of cards trying to remove that Forest. He's desperately searching for a fatal push though, I can tell. You can take Nissa down to 1. You're going to need another burn spell. If he's just attacking for 1, then he must have a Twin Bolt again in hand. That's fine. If that is the case. It could be a shock as well. I'm going to let it go. Okay. Canopy Vista. Alright, well, play the Canopy Vista. Play Trial of Knowledge. Ooh, actually, float the mana first, because we want to tick up, because he could Twin Bolt in response to our Trial, whereas if we go with the float first, we ensure that he needs a better burn spell. And then we go Trial of Knowledge. Draw 3, discard 1. Get out Auramancer. So it could be Auramancer, play Cartouche, but the Cartouche has to resolve in order for us to get our trials back, so I don't like that idea. I guess maybe the Planar Outburst. Yahenni's expertise seems to be more than enough under the circumstances. And we just want to swing again. Now he has to remove or block this. Which is another reason why I got rid of Planar Outburst, because I expected that he wouldn't have much of a board worth wiping here. And indeed it seems he doesn't. Now if he gets to 8 energy, then he can just straight up kill Nissa. But I don't think that's going to happen. And he's got another Baral. Ah, makes sense. Okay. Swing for 1 at Nissa. And he's had enough. Alright. I expect he probably needed double blue for some of the cards that he has in hand. I feel like maybe he wanted some counter magic and he didn't get it. Alright, we will play our land. And I guess we will do exactly the same. We will float the mana, tick up on the land to untap it. This time we'll go tap that. And then we'll add Cartouche to the Blessed Spirits. Getting out of a fair bit of burn range. Giving... yeah, that, since it's blocking. -1/-1. Now it can't deal damage, just in case he had 4 points of burn and he needed the blocks damage to get it done. But we attack here, he probably blocks. Yeah. That's both barrels down. And we got a lot of points coming at him next turn. There's his double blue finally. So I guess we're going to find out if he did have counter spells. He's got Yeheni's expertise. Doesn't kill it, so the thing that he casts has to... Ah. He taps to take down the Blessed Spirits then. And nothing 3 or less to take out our land there. So, can we just win? I don't think we can just win. Because we can float the mana, take up on the forest, have ourselves a land. We can go Cartouche and Trial. Cartouche drops off the forest though, so I'm less inclined to do that. Could go Ajani, start getting that going. We leave 1 mana open in case it's a Censor, and that's another Planeswalker, and I'm pretty sure with 2 Planeswalkers on the board there's nothing he can do. Except for slowly die. We get a Herald, a Cartouche, and a Tireless Tracker. Very nice. We could cast it, but I want to hit for 5. So I shall. And we should have lethal next turn. Discard, Trial of Knowledge, and Yeheni's expertise. Board wipes, not really that relevant anymore, especially since he's got no creatures. And Trial of Ambition. Right. Tick. Herald. Play. Tick up on the forest. Tick up on Ajani. Hit 2 things, cartouches included. So all of these trials and cartouches actually gain us life. We already present lethal, so let's just swing. He has to have an answer for our forest, otherwise he is dead. Fatal Push does it. And he doesn't have it. There was also Harness Lightning. There was all sorts of really bounce spells. But it was not meant to be. Alright, let's go for another game. Alrighty then, we are on the draw. We've got 3 lands, no blue for our Cartouche, but we do have Tireless Tracker, Oromancer, Cast Out, all castable with this current hand, as long as we keep drawing cards and lands more specifically, then we're fine. Oh boy, it's an aggro deck. Give me double black into... Ooh, nice. Herald is quite nice actually, although probably going to die. It's the one downside of Herald. As good as he is in this deck, he just dies to absolutely everything. There is no removal spell that I can think of that people play that this doesn't die to, and that's a problem. Okay, we take 4. He scries. And now he's got a 2/2 Menace that we can't block anymore. Trial of Strength is pretty good. So we'll play our planes, and then we'll play the Herald and watch it die. There's not really much else we can do. If it survives, we can potentially keep it alive with the Cartouche of Knowledge if we draw a blue mana. Swings for 2, we can't block. Don't know why it's even letting me make the option there, but... Menace. Land and pass. Ooh, it's black as well. There's another land. It's not the colour we were hoping for. There's our 3rd land, so we'll trial for 2 mana, leaving up the Cast Out, which might end up getting cycled. Gain 1 life and we go for the trial. And we'll swing for 2. You should have removal for this in the next turn or 2. So, however much life we're going to gain, I do not know. But at the very least, we get to replace it with a Tireless Tracker into our land, which gets us clues. And we have a 4-2 as well, which is quite nice. Okay, Hasty Dude, that gives haste to vehicles. It's going to absorb damage. We always get this trial back later anyway. If I draw blue mana, we get it right away. And get to replay it as well. And we just get another trial of strength instead, so... Is it just another trial of strength that we go for? Or do we go Tireless Tracker? We can't Tireless Tracker and expect it to survive any kind of block. Whereas if we went with the Trial of Strength, we'll gain 1 life up to 14 and we'll have a 4-2 that I can just throw under the bus again. And then as soon as we draw the blue, we get back 2 trials, which we can recast for 2 mana each. Could also cycle this cast out, and I think I will. Try for a blue mana. Cartouche of Strength actually is not bad at all. Okay, well... I think we still play our land and we go with the Trial of Strength, so I can bounce 2 trials back with our Cartouche. And we have the Tireless Tracker to attach it to a worst case scenario. We go up to 14, we get a 4-2. Swing for 2 because we can. And we're not blocking. So now this Cartouche fights and kills his goblin, bounces 2 trials back, which are effectively another 2 life if the Herald sticks around. If both creatures die, we've got a Tireless Tracker to attach it to and do the same shenanigans over again. So he hits us for 2. Looks like he's stuck on lands, but this looks like it's supposed to be an aggressive deck, so... Karizev is actually more worth fighting here. So it's going to be Cartouche of Strength on the Herald to get him out of the range of 2 damage burn spells. Fight Karizev. Yes. And then we'll bounce the trials. We can't cast them because we've only got 1 green mana, but that's not too much of an issue when we're swinging for 7. So now we've got a 3-3 Herald, so Fiery Impulse is not going to do it anymore. It looks like we have stabilized and he is pretty much not drawing any more lands. Doesn't mean he hasn't got stuff to do. Reaver Drone. Interesting. We are digging deep on the spice now, aren't we? Okay, we can go Tireless Tracker. Play the Forest. Get a clue. Play the Trial. Gain a life. Get a 4-2. And I will trade off with my 4-2. He does lose 1 life a turn for not having a colours creature with this one, but... Get off the board altogether. I don't want it swinging back at me because I'll block anyway. Pretty much just waiting for... Oh, there's a shock. Alright, goodbye, Tracker. I'm glad the Herald didn't meet. that kind of attack. Another Reaver drone. Fair enough. Give me blue mana. For the love of God, I want this trial. This Cartouche. Oh my God. There's a cast out in the graveyard for the Auramancer. I should have cracked the clue first, actually, in case we did draw into blue mana. But it didn't matter. Okay. Trial, gain some life. Get a 4-2. Swing with our 4-2. Might actually be better just to let the drone tick and take one rather than trade. If I am going to trade on the backswing, but it's not necessarily him going to swing in because we can just block with our Herald, so... I don't know. I'm impatient, I don't want to wait 9 turns for him to die. Yeah, you can take that too. Well, it's probably the correct play. Lathnu Hellion, second main. Oh AI, you so silly. And now he has to pay for it. Don't get that one bit. Oh, thank Christ for that. Cartouche. Pump up the Herald. Gain some life, bounce some trials. Draw a card. More blue mana. Now it starts flooding out. Of course it does. Alright, well. Play trial, gain some life. Get a 4-2, play a trial, get some life. Get another 4-2. And swing for 8. Either blocks and it dies, or we block and it dies. It looks like we've got lethal next turn. Land in 2. Holding back for blockers. Exquisite Firecraft takes down our flyer. So we need to make up 1 point of damage, so Cartouche of Strength, Cartouche of Knowledge also works. Alright, well, turn that into a flyer. Could have a shock, he doesn't. There's a cast out. We get back 2 4-2s effectively. Play more of our blue mana. And just to be on the safe side, let's cast this out. So at least we take him down to 1 if he does have a removal for our flyer. Fair enough. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today's episode. So if you did enjoy the content and you want to see more, then be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon right next to the subscription button, and that will give you notifications when I release new videos. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.